Hey, tolerators. This is To All the Men I've Tolerated Before with your hosts, Natalie
and Dina Alcatine.
You know the drill, but in case you're new, on this podcast, Dina and I explore some of the meaningful relationships we've managed to have with men. We add in some comedy and then thank them for the lessons they gave us and leave them with some positive manifestations we hope for their future. Today, we're going to be talking about the best date we've ever been on.
Which sounds so exciting, but I have been so disappointed by my dates in my life that I feel like it's not that exciting for me. I expect more. Maybe my expectations are too high. I don't know, but I expect more.
One of the episodes that I want to do in a future episode, not today's episode because we're talking about reality, but I either want us to do an episode where we plan our best date or where we go into all of the romantic either novels or rom-com movie moments that we just wish would happen to us.
Ooh, yeah, that's really good. I love that.
Yeah. We're just walking around and birds start singing our name or something.
Iconic.
So, but today we're grounded in reality, unfortunately. So,
the worst.
So, I will be very transparent and say that my best date didn't result in a relationship or anything. It was just a really great chemistry first date. And I think that this should be the baseline for how all men should just behave on a first date.
Oh, I'm ready. I need this. Preach.
So as we know, I used to work in theater. And one of the perks of being an admin at theater is when shows need seats filled, you get free tickets.
Yup.
So I had a coworker who was bringing internet dates to our free tickets. And I always thought that it was crazy because I'm oh my gosh, this is where we work. And you're bringing strangers to our work. And I couldn't I don't know, because my job was also one of those jobs where it could be very not within the public eye, but also very in the public eye. So I'm oh no, what weirdos are you bringing to our place of work? But she would do it as first dates. And then one weekend, it was around Christmas. Mm-hmm. A friend and I had plans I had tickets to this new, I think it was a musical. I don't think there were very many songs, but it was a new, it wasn't a Broadway musical or anything. It was a private musical. That's the best term I've got for it. And it was called Noelle. And her and I were going to go, and then we were going to go to D20, the board game bar's ugly sweater party.
Okay. Fun.
So I was going to completely get out of my comfort zone and dress like a fool for the theater because it would be easier to just dress for the ugly sweater party and be at the theater dressed that way. But my friend got a headache or sick or whatever. I don't know. It's just really easy to bow out of things that have no money value. They were free tickets, so she just pieced out.
True.
So then I was well, I still want to go. I don't know if I'm up for going alone. I am very much one of those people where I can convince myself that I can go by myself, and I will do that all week long. But again, if I haven't spent money on the thing and I wake up that day and go, or I could watch an entire season of Married at First Sight.
You don't feel attached to it as much. Yeah.
Right. I've gone to things alone before that I paid money for or I really wanted to go to.
Right.
But it was a Saturday. I usually don't get free Saturday tickets, so it would have been very easy to stay at home. So instead I decided this was when I was like hitting OK Cupid really hard. Because I thought it gave you more information about the guys than all of the other apps. And so I was like, I will just pick whatever dude I am feeling the most on OK Cupid, and I'll see if he wants to go. So I went through my messages and found a match, and I asked him, I was like, hey, I have 2 very important questions for you today. He is like, okay, do you own an ugly Christmas sweater? And are you free tonight? And he's like, I am free tonight, and I am willing to buy an ugly Christmas sweater, which is the perfect answer.
True.
I don't even care if you like had 12 ugly sweaters at home. You still tell the chick, like,
I'll get one.
You're right. I'm willing to pay $30 because that shit ain't cheap. The ugly sweaters are not cheap. Gone are the days where we can find ugly sweaters at Goodwill. But you just like it's such a smooth line to be like, I'll go get one for you. So then I tell him, I was like, here's the thing. I've got free tickets through work. We'd go to the theater, and then I really want to go to this ugly sweater party. So like, are you cool with like dressing like a dork for the theater and then like going to the party? And he was like, yeah.
Oh, love that.
So then we meet up at the theater, and he realizes that like the theater where my office is, like my place of business, is the theater that he used to go to on field trips as a kid, and he hasn't been since he was a kid going on field trips through school. Yeah. Okay. That's my job. So I tell him, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm the lady that makes all of that happen for the kids. So like he's super jazzed about that.
Cool.
The musical was okay. It was about homelessness. It was like less of a Christmas musical and more of like a musical like Rent that is trying to make a statement about homelessness during the holidays.
So it was like a total downer.
Yes, but I did not cry.
Okay, that's good.
It's like surprising for me because I cry. Oh, I forgot the best part. Not only does he show up in a Christmas sweater, but it lights up and it's a T-Rex Christmas sweater.
Oh, I'm jealous. I want one of the light up ones.
So like literally the best Christmas sweater combination ever. You've got lights.
Yeah.
And I look a fool. I'm wearing my like reindeer jingle bell one that says too naughty to be nice or something. Like it says something ridiculous. It has matching leggings. So I have like candy stripe reindeer leggings on. And I think it also had like a matching headband that I've since lost. So I'm
okay, that's adorable.
Yeah, I've got like my ornament earrings, like I'm like in my like elf makeup on, like I've got ridiculous eyeshadow on. Like I'm hard up for a themed outfit.
Love it.
So we watched the musical. Like he even like keeps telling me like, no, like it's just like really cool that like I haven't been here for a while, but like I'm here. And like I was like, and like, you know, you get like that ego boost, like, yeah, like my job provided us for free this entire evening. Like I'm hot shit. Don't even, because all of the ushers know me and some of my co-workers are there.
Yeah, so like, basically a celebrity at the theater.
Right, I'm basically a celebrity on this first date. So I'm looking good. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, there was this is just coming to me right now. It wasn't even on my outline. I just sent him to the lobby. Like, he was like, I'm going to get a drink. Do you want something? And I was like, yeah. And I just continued talking to my coworker who was sitting in front of us. So he comes back and, like, hands me my drink or whatever. And then, like, he and I are talking, and he's like, is it weird that I just, like, went and got you a drink and then, like, came back with it? And you're like, and I was like, I mean, like, it's only weird if you actually did something to it. And he's like, oh, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. And I was like, right, like, I understand that I should be more aware of my own safety, but I just, like, get really comfortable with people. And
why do guys say the worst shit on first dates? Like, why would you even... hello? Like, you shouldn't say things like this on the first date. It's weird.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And then I have to, like, rethink my whole safety plan structure. Like, yeah, Natalie,
Right.
you're not supposed to just send some dude to the lobby and be like, fetch me drinks. You know?
Because he can put... Who knows what he's putting in it?
That's right. You're
Spitting
supposed
in
to be
it?
smarter
Peeing in it?
than that.
Roofing you? Who knows, Natalie?
Who knows? It could have
Your
been
lack of
lying over.
safety scares me around people sometimes, Natalie.
What?
Your lack of safety.
I'm just very trusting.
No. It's 2021. People are not to be trusted.
Like, I'm one of the most trusting and, like, least trustful people ever. Because, like, when you're just, like, vibing and the energy is good, I'm like, here's my credit card. Want my social security number? Get me a drink, big fella. But, like,
Oh my god.
like, I
Have
could,
my
like,
car keys.
Right. Like, our friend from book club, I can't trust him to ever show up to something ever. Like, in my head, in the back of my head, I'm like, he ain't coming. He ain't coming.
I love how you just randomly threw him under the bus.
Right, because I'm the most trustful and least trusting person ever.
Oh.
So,
I
like,
hope he hears this.
someone I've known and loved for years, zero trust. I'm like, he a fool. He a fool. But, like, someone that I've just met and am unaware of any flaws, I'm like, sure, hold my purse.
Honestly, it's not that bad of a trait because you're giving people the benefit of the doubt, which I think a lot of people don't do anymore.
Right, but it does get me into, like, some sticky situations.
It does, yes, you probably should not.
So, after the play, we, like, drive separately to the ugly sweater party, and because his sweater is so flashy or whatever, we keep getting, like, free drinks from the beer representative.
Yes!
Which would be cool if I drank beer, but I don't.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
But, like, the conversation is flowing. He tells me about, like, all those cool science experiments he does with his kid. I don't even mind or freak out that he has a kid. I know people at this bar. Like, sometimes I know the bartenders or, like, some of the regular patrons or whatever. So, again, I am a celebrity. Like, and we're just, like, really vibing. We shut down D20. Like, we shut down the bar. We don't leave until they're like, it is time for your date to be over.
Love that.
And then, like, we're walking out and we parked in separate directions. So, like, I'm turned this way and he's turned this way. And he just, like, turns back. And in, like, this most wistful, like, promising way goes, no, I just really want to get to know you and I'll be calling you again. And I'm like, yeah, I had a really good time too. Which I think, like, now bold and assertive Natalie would just, like, go in for a car makeout session. Like,
yeah,
you want to make out in your car?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was only, like, maybe 3 years ago. Like, I'm still not sure how you end internet dates. So, if guys make, like, no move, then I also don't go, you want to make out in your car?
Yeah, like, honestly, I feel like guys have gotten less comfortable making a move at the end of a date in recent times. So, I think the way the dates that I've had that have ended in a kiss we've always kind of, like, joked about it beforehand. Really? You're like, because, you know, you have to, like, loosen the air about it because you're, like, nervous. You're like, you don't know if they want it or if you want it or, like, you know? So,
And
I
like,
don't know,
honestly,
it's awkward.
I'm in my 30s now. Like, I should just be climbing men like trees if I have instant chemistry with them. What is there to lose?
I mean, the worst they're going to be like is like, I'm not comfortable or I don't know. You know,
Right.
They're going to say no, which then you back off and it's fine.
And then you're just like, oh, my bad, my bad, my bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, this guy was, like, also, like, you could just tell that he had, like, the presence where he could, like, lift me above his head in any amount and, like, spin me like I'm a log.
I love this energy, but what happened?
Okay. So where is he? Where
is this guy?
Where is this very broad, like, age-appropriate, bearded man who, like, does science experiments and, like, loves dinosaurs and, like, would go to the theater with you? He ghosted me.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Why?
We talked for maybe another week or two, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Did something happen to indicate that he was going to do that?
Absolutely not. Just all of a sudden, you know how they just like, and then like you never hear from them again. They're like, goodbye.
I wonder, like, honestly, the way you describe it, it sounds like it actually had nothing to do with you. Maybe he was just, like, going through something in life.
Yeah.
And was like, I can't date people right now.
Boom, so bye. He pops back up.
Oh, he comes back? I need to know.
In the weirdest way.
Tell me. Oh my god, I'm so invested right now in this guy.
I am at another free show at the theater. And it's a show, it's called The Moth, which I also think is a podcast series, but I also think it's like an NPR radio show. Mm-hmm. And it's a stage show where people, you like submit your stories, and then you get picked to like be in the show. I don't know how it works. But cool. Anyways, like I was so moved by the first half of the stories, and I was moved by all of the stories, but I was so moved by the first half of the stories that when we had intermission, I ran to the lobby to buy the collection of short stories that they were selling. It was crowded. It was a sold out event. Like, I was lucky to get tickets. Like, I used connections.
Right.
And all of a sudden, like, I'm just trying to weave my way through this crowded lobby to get a book, to overpay for a souvenir book.
Right.
And all of a sudden, this guy is standing in front of me and he won't move. And and then I get the impression that he's waiting for me to look up and notice who he is. Because again, like, I'm short. Like, I'm 5'3" to 5'5"-ish. I get a different number every time I go to the doctor. And he was a taller, broader guy. So, like, I look up, and he's kind of, like, giving that, look, like the you should know me look. And honestly, Dina, I meet a lot of people.
Right. I mean, you met him once, so...
I meet a lot of people, and I connect instantly with a lot of people, so I'm sorry if I made you feel special for one night, and then I meet you in a crowd, and I have no recollection of who you are. But he, like, clears his throat or something and, like, nods at me, and then I'm like, oh! And, like, I just, like, continue to skirt through the crowd.
But you didn't say anything?
I didn't, because it was like a full year after he had ghosted me or something. Like, the time had passed, sir. The time
had passed. Said something. Why would he not have said something?
This bitch, this diva, she had third row floor seats to this show because she had connections. That motherfucker was all the way up in the balcony with some other woman.
I'm upset on your behalf.
Why are you upset on my behalf?
Because you guys had a wonderful date.
And he brought another woman to my workplace.
I know! He didn't even know it. He forgot the theater existed until he was, went on that date with you. And now he's taking other women? Upset.
Okay.
What?
whatever you just said, I really hope that the tolerators are going to be able to comprehend it. Because you know how sometimes on my end you'll freeze and then go to like
Yeah.
ultra speed?
I think it's okay. It
Okay.
looked like it picked it up, but anyway, I just said that I can't believe that he didn't even know the theater until he
Right.
went on that date with you again,
And like,
and
the
then to bring someone
audacity,
else.
the audacity to bring another date to my
Realm.
to my home where I am the
Upsetting.
celebrity here.
I'm upset on your
Also, the
behalf.
people I was with were not supportive. When I said a guy who ghosted me is in the lobby and like, you know, he tried to have a moment with me in the lobby. they were like who cares? Of course a guy who ghosted you is here. And like they made fun of me. And I was like, I'm just trying to process a thing that's happening. Also, it's my comedic bit. It is not your comedic bit. I'm living through it. So,
I just think if I had been there, I need to know why people ghost people. Like, it's so easy to just say one sentence to explain why before you ghost someone, to just say one sentence to say why, and then ghost them. Give them some level of peace of mind. But you leave, when you just ghost somebody without saying anything, you leave so much room for them to, like, think about, like, to be insecure about it, and I hate that.
and then like, what was the boldness of having to like posture up and make me see you?
No, he should have said something. Like,
And then like act awkward because I don't recognize you.
I hate this. I hate it. I hate it here. He ruined
Well,
it.
and then like, I don't know. I have a policy with ghosting. I will ghost you if we haven't moved beyond the app and you've like outworn your welcome. But like if I do go on a date with you and I just don't feel it, then like I do tell you right then and there afterwards when I'm home and you're like, that was great, can't wait to do it again. And I'm like, no, this will not be happening again. I mean, we should do a whole episode on ghosting. I was ghosted by a guy who, like, I dated for an entire summer. Like, we never got physical or anything. It was mainly a friendship. But I was like, wasn't I cool enough to just keep being friends with?
Damn. People have no balls to just say, like, just tell someone why.
But the moral of the story is, like, it was a really great date. Like, he took all of the cues. The chemistry was great. Who knows what happened after that night when we parted ways.
Right.
I should have let him fuck me against a wall.
It sounded lovely. It sounded like a really nice date.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? And, like, honestly, now, because, like, he had a child, and now we know that I don't want to be a mom or a stepmom. So, like, it all worked out.
Yeah. I mean, at least you have, like, that first date, a nice memory, and like you said, it was kind of the model for what a date should be like for you.
Now I have a baseline. Like, was this as fun as the guy who ghosted you after a homeless person musical? No. Because the date could have taken a turn once the musical had a dark undertone to it.
Right. For sure.
For sure. Like, I could have arrived at the bar and he had just gone home. Because he was like, that musical was like, fucked. But he said it was beautiful. I was like, it was really pretty. He said it was moving. All right, Dina. It's my turn? Yeah. And I'm so excited because you've already prefaced it with, I've been on no good dates.
So. Okay, and here's the problem. I'm not gonna cut too much slack for the men because I feel like I don't have, honestly, high standards for dates. But prior to, like, a year and a half ago, I was, like, a serial monogamous. Like, I pretty much was in long-term relationships. So I didn't go on very many first dates, if that makes sense.
But here's what I will say. Like,
Yeah.
in order for me to still be horny for you, you still have to date me, even if I'm the only person you're dating.
You're right. You are very right. And the problem is that the men that I was with never put in the effort. That they just didn't. And it's sad. I feel bad for myself because people talk about, like, going on dates, like, these amazing dates. And I'm just like, well, nobody really asks, like, takes me on dates. Even when I'm in relationships, like, it feels like if we go on a date, I always have to plan it. And that doesn't really feel like a date for me. That feels like I'm planning a date for somebody else. So a great date for me only really requires two things. And that is no planning on my end. The most important one. Because I'm so used to leading and planning not only in, like, my work life, but, like, usually in the freaking bedroom, but in relationships too. I usually am the one, quote, wearing the pants. I just have a bigger personality, I think, usually. Historically, I will say. So that's number one. I don't have to fucking plan anything because I'm always fucking planning things. So just once, I would like to not have to plan every single thing. Two is food. Is good food involved? Because I fucking love food. I'm a foodie. And that's all I really want in life is the comfort of food. So that's all it is. That's all it takes. Probably something fun, is another. Like, it doesn't have to be super exciting, though. Like, we can go to a park. That's not, like, a high intense thing, but it's nice. It's fun. So, I'm going to start off my story about probably my greatest date was, well, I'm going to start off by saying that I am a weeb. Like...
Oh, dweeb or a
No, a weeb. W-E-E-B. Which is... I'm going to explain it. A weeb is someone... It's just fucking nerd. Basically a nerd. But a weeb is someone that loves Japanese culture, Japanese food, Japanese, like, whatever. It's me, guys. I'm a fucking nerd. I love anime. I just love everything Japanese. I think they have life figured out. Honestly, I do. Their food's amazing. Their lifestyle's amazing. Their fucking country's amazing. Their shows are amazing. I just love it. So I'm a huge weeb. I'm accepting it. I'll wear a t-shirt. It's fine. So... we decided to have a huge-ass weeb day, me and my long-term partner at the time. And he planned out the whole thing. And it's a good day. I don't know about you, Natalie, but, like, for someone who has a really shitty memory, if I remember what I was wearing on a date, that means it was a good date. Because I will not, like, I'm not going to clock what I wore, like, years from now.
No, that's not what I gauge my good dates on. I always remember what I wore. My outfits are always amazing. So. Okay,
see, mine are not. I'm either a goblin or I look nice. There's no in between. So I decided to put in effort, but I wanted to be, like, super cutesy. So I was wearing, like, this short black skirt and a Pikachu shirt because I'm going to, like, the Japanese area. Oh, it was so great. I look so cute. Little cardigan moment. It was adorable. Crossover bag. Adorable. So, we have this area up north that there's a little Japanese market up there. And it's not just, like, one store or anything. It's, like, a whole dang area just dedicated to, like, Japanese culture and food and shopping and all sorts of things. So, we head up there and the first thing we did was get food. And I think I had ramen or something, which, like, finding good, I know, right? Fucking ramen.
There's nothing that makes me feel homier and safer and, like, at peace than a giant bowl of good, thick ramen.
And we're not even talking about, like, instant ramen, like, real, authentic ramen.
With the pork belly. Because it's, like, fatty.
They figured
it out,
And the
dumplings. The dumpling thingies.
Yeah, man. So we were just like, he was like, so he took me up there and let me order whatever food I wanted, which I was just like a kid in a candy store because I just wanted to try everything. And then we went to this, like, really cutesy store. It's like a kawaii store. And he bought me, some Totoro. Do you guys know Studio Ghibli stuff? Like Totoro? I love Studio Ghibli. One of my favorite movie collections in the world. I think it's just beautiful, great stories that don't have terrible tropes about women and shit. It's just great. All of the movies are great. And so he took me to this little Japanese store, and I just saw the cute little, like, stuffed animals and the bowls and the cups, and just, like, I was just excited about every little thing in that store. And he bought me whatever I wanted, which, iconic. I get to feel like a princess. Right. I basically just want to be showered on a date. Like, let me do whatever I want to do. There are no limits. And then we got dessert. We went to a little cafe, a Japanese cafe, and bakery.
Do you know what the dessert was?
I think, so this place had, like, oh my god, they had the cutest, so they sold, like, they had a bakery section, and then they just had, like, patisserie type things. So I remember, like, a chocolate, like, mini mousse cake thing.
Oh god.
Like the little, like you're in France, right? With the little cakes and that are just adorable. Absolutely iconic. And then they had, like, breads in their bakery section that were in the shape of, like, cats or bears or like, just cuteness overload. Like, if you want to get me really excited, just take me anywhere with cute shit. And I can't help it, man. I'm emo on the inside, but I also just really love really cute shit. Just, it's like, it makes you aggressive about it. Like, you just get so aggressive that it's so cute. And then he took me to the park, which I think there was a festival going on. And we kind of walked around the festival, but not for a very long time because we had been there for a really long time.
Surprise festival.
I know. Don't you love that?
I love when I just come upon an event.
Yeah, it's so great.
I'm living my normal life, and now there's a parade.
Right, it's like an element of just surprise. You're like, ooh, I wasn't expecting this thing. I know nothing about it. Let's just explore. I love that spontaneity of just exploring something that you don't know what's happening, basically. So, we walked through there all cutesy, holding hands, having fun. It was honestly just like a really great day. And unfortunately, tolerators, because my memory's not a bro. And I cannot remember, but I would love to say that we had sex that night, too. I have no idea. It couldn't have been that great, but it still happened. And that's what counts. And honestly, the whole thing, I know maybe that's not the most, like, that may not excite everybody. Like, I know that's a very niche day, very catered to me, but I think that's what made it so special, was that he knew exactly what would make me happy, and what would make me happy is a whole day of things that I just love. Yeah. And it was great. And I didn't have to plan it. I didn't even have to drive. I could sleep in the car. I think I did sleep in the car.
Nothing makes me more excited when I don't have to drive. There is a certain level of responsibility when you are the driver. It's like you have to take charge of everything. But when you're the passenger, you just get to watch the world happen around you. And then people will go, we're going here now. And it's like, great. I don't care. I'm the passenger.
Honestly, you could take me anywhere, and I would probably... I'm not a person that, like, usually will be upset if I'm not, like, if I don't want to go somewhere. Like, if I show up, if you take me somewhere, I'm probably going to find fun about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to, like, complain the whole time or anything. I'll find something to enjoy. So, I don't know. And Natalie, what are things that you think, like, for you personally, what makes it a good date? Like, right. What do you want from a date?
First off, just because I noticed that it picks up can you hear Penelope playing with her play tray?
No.
Okay. It's fine.
But it's okay. It'll come out when I do the noise cancellation stuff, probably.
Okay. Because here's the thing, tolerators. Penelope has to be very active during my work time. So anytime I'm working, I have to set her up with an activity tray. And then when she bothers me, I shake it and I go, lady, you have business. And then she remembers that she is also a businesswoman and she goes into her, it's like this table tray that I bought at Target that I filled with dice and some of her toys.
I think you should post it when this episode comes out. You could, like, post a picture of it.
Literally, I need to get a video of her. She loves, because I play Dungeons and Dragons online, she loves to, like, try to roll the dice for me. And I'm like, it's not your job.
That's so cute.
I feel like
I feel like she just you remind her, like, you have business, and she's like, oh my god, thank you for reminding me. Let me go crunch my numbers.
The deadlines.
I must do my cat business.
The deadlines. I do have business.
You're right.
Because one time I didn't get quick enough to the activity tray, and she stepped on my very wet painting, and my very wet, it didn't ruin the painting or anything because it was a very textured painting.
Yeah.
And my palette, where I still had very wet paints on it, and then just littered my home in paw prints. So, all right. So I had also written this question down for you. The ingredients to a great date. Mm-hmm. Even though that this didn't happen during my date, I agree with you. If I didn't have to do the planning or the driving, you're already in the plus.
Yup.
I like for my date to be open to anything that I'm going to find surprising and want to become involved in during the date. Like one time, a man I've tolerated before took me to the Field Museum in Chicago, and the plan was for us to see the Christmas trees. But when we got there, the Muppets were there. The Muppets. Ooh. Like real live, well, not live, real physical Muppets. And I love the Muppets. And like, it was this whole so I looked at this man and I went, I want the add-on ticket for the Muppets. And his immediately reaction was, we are adults. Who still likes the Muppets?
Fuck you. Sorry, that was aggressive. But fuck him.
Oh, I went and saw my Muppets. I was like, good. I will add the Muppets to my own ticket and walk it myself. And like, honestly, I cried the entire time because Jim Henson's like voice is narrating it all. And as you know, he's dead. So I'm just sobbing.
Did he go? Did he end up going with you?
He did. Oh, okay. And he, like, the entire time, he was like, why are you crying? And I'm like, because Jim Henson's talking to me, and I can't handle it, and I love the Muppets Take Manhattan. I got to see Miss Piggy's wedding dress from the Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh, like the original one?
Mm-hmm. And there was Labyrinth shit.
I do love the Labyrinth.
So, okay.
He's lame.
100% open and committed to whatever is going to distract me. If I'm not laughing, something is going wrong. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't fed me, something will go wrong.
Oh, hell yeah. You'll get hangry.
If
it's a long date.
Right. I'm a gremlin. If I get hungry and you think water is going to fix it, I'm going to be immediately dissatisfied and probably throw that water into your face.
I love that.
So those are my ingredients. Spontaneity, but I don't want to do any of the planning, and you better be funny, or else why are you here?
Like, honestly, just let the woman, like, have her moment. You know what I mean? The other person, just, like, let them enjoy, and, like, don't bring it down. It's really not that hard. And,
like, honestly, that's it in a nutshell. Like, let me be the diva of the day. Let me, like, just be my most exuberant, high-level self.
But honestly, the planning is so big for me. I just get exhausted when I have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been, and like I said, in the past year and a half, I've just now been going on more dates. And that has been the biggest problem with most of the dates, is that guys, I don't know if it's just this generation, like our generation of dudes, they just can't plan things. In my experience, I've had literally multiple men this year just not be able to commit to plans. They'll ask me out, and then they won't go further than that. We'll get to the day that they ask me out on, and they will not have made plans. And I'm like, no, I'm not wasting this, because if you're not going to try for, especially a first date, then what is the rest of it going to look like? It's not going to be any better.
Well, and like, here's the thing too. I know you eat places, so like literally just pick one of the places you eat. There's an app that will tell you what movies are playing near you. Pick one.
It's not hard.
Facebook will literally pull up anything that's happening this weekend on the off chance I will just like it. Not even go to it. Just like hit the like button.
Mm-hmm. And I think guys sometimes get intimidated, maybe because they think that it has to be this huge, nice thing. But honestly, the old classic dinner and a movie, I love dinner and a movie. I love dinner. I love going out to the movies because we know both you and I love popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, that's a perfectly great date if you actually plan it out. Plan it well and plan it out.
Also, spoiler alert, I still like making out at the movie theater because now they've made the chairs comfier.
Yeah, and they're still doing socially distant, so you can do weird shit in there.
You do weird shit.
Do weird shit in the theater, y'all.
Do weird shit in the theater. Like, let's go see a shitty movie and do weird shit. Honestly, best date. Not the weird shit, but like going to like, I want to go to the shittiest movie that you know isn't selling at the theater, and I just want to play Roger and Ebert. I got there. There I am. There I go.
You got it. I'm proud of you.
I just want to be the old crotchety men Muppets just being like, it would have been better if it was a shark, and like throwing popcorn at the screen.
That's so great, especially when you have the movie theater to yourself, which actually happens a lot lately. Mm-hmm. I think just people aren't used to going to the movies again yet. Like, going to the movie and it's completely empty and you can just, like, be obnoxious. It's so much fun.
It's so much fun. Or just, like, and, like, I'll give it up to Dayton. There is always something to do. Mm-hmm. So, like, all right, men, now you're just getting free dates that you don't even have to plan anymore. We have a selfie museum. Do you know how hyped I would be if you were a dude on the dating app and was just like, do you want to go get lunch and then hit up that selfie museum and I'll just take like Instagram worthy pictures of you for you?
Can you imagine if like, I don't know, I just got this really great image of like a guy taking you to that selfie museum, but like taking your phone and taking pictures of you in front of everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he has his own
like making you the model.
Like, there's no bigger dick energy than telling a woman, I brought my own selfie stick and I already know the beauty mode. Like, I already know it.
Damn.
Are you fucking kidding me? We have a selfie museum and these, like, men can't plan dates.
It's so sad because it's so easy. You have so many resources.
So many. Also, like, we have bars. Like, the bar that had the ugly costume party. I love taking dates there because they have a wall of board games. So should you suck at conversation, I can be like, go pick a game for us to play.
And that's so low, like what, I don't want to say low energy, but like it's not super stressful. like playing a board game out at a bar. Like, that's so nice and chill. It's not hard.
Like, take me to a park and then take Instagram-worthy pictures of me at said park.
Right.
Or, dude, like, I don't know if it's the quarantine or maybe in my 30s or whatnot. I want to do all the kid activities. Even though I know that it sucks and it tears up your hands, if you took me to a park and then told me that you brought sidewalk chalk, are you kidding me?
Or bubbles.
Oh, bubbles.
We love bubbles, dude. We freaking love bubbles.
We love bubbles. Or like...
It's impossible not to be happy with bubbles.
That's what I'm saying. Or like... I don't know, what's another...
fucking kite.
Like, I don't know, like, I bought a tie-dye kit at Five Below. Why don't I have a person that I'm interested in to be all like, let's hit up every store we can think of, find the most white things on sale, and tie-dye to our heart's content.
Have you ever seen Julian and Jenna on YouTube?
I do not watch...
Jenna Marbles.
No, I only watch Amber on YouTube.
Okay,
our
so
last
Jenna...
guest.
Jenna is notorious for having all of these videos of her doing crafts. Like, she'll just, like, make her dog's Halloween costumes from scratch or something. Or, like, she'll paint... she'll just do painting or something on canvases. And her boyfriend, now fiance, Julian, he is an Aries. Mm-hmm. And he just, you know, she would be very meticulous when they would like, but he would join in on her doing crafts, even though he was super bad at it. He would like have fun and be like chaotic with it, even though he didn't really, you know, wasn't very good at it or anything. And I just was so envious every time I see it, because I'm like, well, at least he's engaging. Well, right. I feel like that's part of it, is like engage with the date. You know what I mean? So, try and have fun.
And like, let's just break it down for all of the like logical math loving men. Here's the formula to a great date. 1, you do it. Planning. Mm-hmm. 2, food. So I can handle number 3, an activity.
Yup. That's it.
That's it. It can be any activity. I can be convinced to do most things.
Yup. I'll try anything once.
Yeah.
I'll try rock climbing, even though I know I'll be bad at it.
Right.
If you want to go rock climbing, let's go.
I will get onto 2 rocks and call it rock climbing.
Yep. And then I'll cheer you on as you go to the top.
Right. And I will still clutch the rocks as you keep going, look at me go!
And then you recreate the scene from Lion King, where he's at the top and you're falling down.
And that's brother, how I rock climb. I mean, I truly, like, can be hyped to do anything. And I think, like, that's been missing from a lot of these first internet dates. They are all very like, we just meet for drinks, and then like we don't actually still know anything about. You learn so much from someone if you're playing a board game with them.
And it's not the awkward like, we have nothing to do but sip our tea and stare at each other. Right. At least you guys are doing something together and you're making an experience of it, versus like, okay, well, I may not be completely enjoying the person, but at least you could try and do an activity together and get to know each other through it instead of staring awkwardly at one another.
I had a really fun date at Scene 75 one time.
Ooh, I love Scene. It's like a giant arcade, guys, with like go-karts and everything.
They have laser tag. I have also not been dating a gentleman while we were at laser tag, but flirting with a gentleman while we were at laser tag. The sexual chemistry that can arise at laser tag.
And there's places to go where you could be hidden.
That is true. Mm-hmm.
Go make out in laser tag.
And honestly, like, sometimes because you, like, We would always go on like free play night where you just pay once and you get to play as many times, like they do it on Thursday nights or something. So like around the 4th round of laser tag, I have completely disengaged from the game and I am just doing like Charlie's Angels, Lara Croft Tomb Raider poses.
Yes,
with my
queen.
laser gun.
Love it.
And like
Mood.
for no one but myself. And I can't even see myself. So people will just like run up to tag me and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm a Charlie's Angel.
And they're like, pew pew.
I have completely disengaged from the game. I'm also the easiest one to shoot at laser tag because I'm not quiet.
You're just like screaming somewhere.
So like honestly, you learn so much about someone when you have like a hands-on activity. And
True.
if you are just going to go for the movie and the dinner date, movie first, dinner after, because the movie fuels what you can discuss at the dinner.
Yes, 100%.
If you do dinner, movie, and then you don't go out to drinks afterward, you've sent me home with all of these things that I could be processing and saying to you. But now I'm just going to call my girlfriend on the way home and be like, saw A Quiet Place 2, cried for the first 15 minutes. Emily Blunt was so brave.
So brave.
She was so brave. And I cried. I didn't even know I was crying until it hit my chest. And I was like, oh, I'm stress crying.
Oh.
Like, this movie's stressful. Give John Krasinski an Oscar.
Please. Come on, guys.
Tolerators, I need us all to band together. We will start to take horror movies and thrillers seriously, and they will start getting Oscars.
Yes.
But yeah, I think we need to do manifestations and what's the other thing that we do? Takeaways.
Yes.
When I had this really great date, I was not a very spontaneous person on my own. I very much need someone to jumpstart my spontaneity. Once I am out in the public, I will be as spontaneous as they come. But when I am at home, I need a plan and I can't be risky. So I think that this date is a prime example that I've moved away from, where it's like, well, you could be the spontaneous chick who's just vibing with the situation and further that situation. And for my manifestation, I just hope for more dates with a wow factor where all of the chemistry clicks and I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I don't feel sparks very often anymore.
Relatable.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
So for me, I really love that date. And the date that I had, the good one, really showed that it is possible for people to plan good dates. Like, there are people out there, despite what you can, what I've been experiencing lately, people are capable of doing it. So I would really like to not just accept someone that isn't willing to put in some level of effort. Because I think I'm worth more than that. I think I'm worth going on dates on a semi-regular basis and that you actually put some level of effort into. I think I'm worth that. And I'm not going to accept anything less at this point. So, and for the, for this guy and all the guys out there, I just let you guys know that if you just plan, whether you got to do it through an app, or a notebook, or your calendar, whatever it is, use every resource you have available to you.
Get a Pinterest.
Get a freaking Pinterest and Google, or Pinterest the, great first dates.
Phone.
Just take the time to do it, because honestly, that first date, especially the first date, and any date after that, it will mean so much. It means so much to your partner, and you don't even understand. So, that's
so
why
there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Tolerators, it's been a wild ride with you again. We thank you for being here, and we love you. And that's why on Instagram, which you can follow us on at Men I've Tolerated Pod, I've made a highlight reel called We Love Tolerators.
Yay!
And if you take a screenshot of the episode and you tag us in your Instagram story, you get to be highlighted on that reel. And we're going to put your post in our story with a special manifestation just for you. It might be based on the episode that you're listening on. You can make a request on what your manifestation is about. Maybe I creep your page and I make a manifestation based on stuff that I see. The possibilities are endless.
Really, guys.
Maybe I know you and I put all of your business out on our story. I don't know. Roll the dice. Life's a gamble. Make sure to like and subscribe our podcast. Today was really exciting because we're really gaining downloads, and the fastest way for us to continue to gain downloads and keep the hype going is if you subscribe and they keep downloading just automatically.
Yeah, and definitely share with someone that you know or love or you think might enjoy even just one episode. Maybe not all the episodes, but if you think they'll enjoy one, share it.
Right. And then something else that you could do to help us out if you're really vibing with us is to leave us a 5-star review or a comment on any of our Instagram posts about what you're enjoying. Dina sent me this one this week and it got me so hyped. Natalie and Dina will have you hooked from the very first time you listen.
Great.
I know. They are both funny, relatable, and offer people their unique perspective on a variety of topics. Amazing! This came all the way from Australia, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible. What's the username on that?
Amy L. Russell. Thank you, Amy.
Oh, Amy, we love you.
We love you, Amy.
So sweet.
So Instagram, subscribing, liking, and just interacting with us as much as you can. And then you can also follow me at Natalie K124. And I'm reinvigorating the blog at some point. I can feel it. I can feel it because I just put a poem on TikTok because my counselor told me that my homework was to be vulnerable 3 times a day.
3 times a day? Wow.
Yeah. So I wrote a poem that was vulnerable and then I read it for the internet.
Oh,
and
very nice.
So I think I'm going to start putting my poetry on the blog. And that's at nataliesinspiration.com. And then our email is menI'veToleratedBefore@gmail.com if you want to write us like a lengthy letter or ask us any advice.
Awesome. And you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is at @ms_caboose, Miss Caboose. And I'll have links to all my social media there. I've been playing some new games lately and really enjoying them. The first one I've been playing is it's like a 3D version of like a Find the Difference. Have you ever done the Find the Difference between the pictures?
I like the hidden object games on your phone.
Ooh, yeah.
And sometimes the bonus levels are Find the Difference. However,
cool.
I am wary of this game because as we know, 3D graphics make me nauseous.
That's true. Yeah, I have to take breaks because it does give me a headache, after a while, honestly. I think it's because I'm staring so intensely at it. But anyway, if you guys want to hear what I'm playing or anything, follow me on Instagram. And yeah, hope to hear from you.
And remember, tolerators, especially when it comes to first dates or any dates, don't smile through anything you're tolerating. Smiles are for joy. We love you!
Love you. See you guys.